This gonna say something like, call your daddy. So I said, made you. Yeah, I said it. Every I beef with, now you want to be homies with him and network? I wouldn't be surprised if this on the phone trying to put mother plays together to get me robbed, whatever the a fake. He's a fraud.
After everything that's been going on with capaholics, DDG, and Jay Cinco, we had got multiple people's sides like the Shay, Dub, even Jay Cinco's after yesterday when he went on the live stream, but everybody was wondering what DDG had to say, especially after all the claims that Jay Cinco had made about DDG yesterday. And yesterday on live stream, DDG broke down not only Jay Cinco's entire video, but also went after to share some screenshots and some personal stories about how he is not only a fake person, but also an actor, and using DDG's name to just gain views and clout while tearing him down and basically defaming him, as everything he stated apparently was not only untrue, but just came at an even smaller disagreement that wasn't worth it. But I don't want to bore y'all with an intro, so why don't we start from the very beginning with how DDG responded to Jay Cinco's video.
This is a script that I would never participate in. It's not a script, all right? This is real life. This is how this really acting. I'm not doing it. Look at her.
I just nipped that in the bud right there. I did auditions for Argue My Ball.
What the f does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Somebody please explain to me what the f my show has to do with anything, bro. Please. Mind you, ain't text me and call me, do nothing. He just got on his stream. He waited till he got his little car and he like, all right, I'm finna try to on this. Okay, cool. Matter of fact, let me remind myself, this reposting hate. Knowing how much hate I already get online, this reposting hate so I get more hate.
Couple of things to break down in the very beginning of that, with him stating that it is not a script. A lot of people online, especially how the content sphere has been going, assume that this was definitely going to be a script, just a way to boost the capaholics and get their name out there more because they are a new group. And DDG, out of everybody, knows that drama sells. He literally had an entire class talking about it at Streaming University. So we had to clarify him and already multiple other people before him, saying that this is not only not a script, but he's also moving weird. And the first one he addresses is that Jay Cinco tries to immediately state that is not because of his new girlfriend Lala, stating that he went on my ball. And DDG seemed very confused on why his show would matter, as if he's not listening to what Jay Cinco was saying. The reason that him going on my ball auditions matters is because this is how they were moving on my ball auditions.
Bet.
All right, stop, man. Stop.
Okay. I'll take that. I'm gonna give y'all a spin around.
Everybody already knows the type of content that the Shay, DDG, Dub all make, and it mainly is girl content. So of course, if they move into a house together, what's going to be a lot of the content? Girl content. And if he has a girlfriend, people are going to immediately assume that the reason that he's not going to be able to be in the capaholics is because she doesn't want him around that girl content. But obviously bring up that he's already done girl content to the level that DDG and them normally have it, which is just over gooner type content, proves that it's not because of Lala. Crazy that I had to point that out, but since he seemed confused, I just wanted to make it so that y'all were not confused at all. But afterwards, he then talks about claims of being childish, along with the fact that when Jay Cinco pointed out he kicked him and kept bringing him back into the group chat, that was all true and not lies at all.
Y'all say I don't take accountability? I'm childish. Don't give a I'ma stay childish forever. Let me tell you what he did. Cinco say some ho, right? Then he'd leave the chat. So my childish, I invited him back into the chat so I get my bars off. You're not finna say some ho to me then leave the chat. No, that's not how it go. We gonna finish this convo. Say something to you, bro, and try to leave the chat after. Yeah, come back. I ain't done with you. I'ma say what the I wanna say now. What the yeah. I invited you back. I invited him back into the chat. I called everybody. Nobody ever singled out Cinco for anything. It's a reason why Cinco's the only one going online talking about it. We get into it all the time. Cinco done got into it with others in the group chat. We do that. We supposed to be homies. That's what homies do. You get into it with your homies, y'all make up, everything cool. We never brought nothing to the internet.
This entire video is supposed to be debunking Jay Cinco. That's the whole point. He went live to talk about why what he was saying wasn't true. So I feel like agreeing with him in any way already makes you seem like you're wrong in multiple areas. And then also the thing before, not understanding what he was saying about girl content stuff makes it even worse. Saying that you were childish, also agreeing to the fact that yes, he left out of the group chat of his own will and you brought him back just to argue some more in a group chat. If you want to argue or talk about it personally, that's that's one thing. Calling up each other, which I feel like they both should have did, if it was actually an issue, would have made more sense. And even DDG pointed out that at no point in time did Jay Cinco call him, which I feel is odd. And the other thing I do feel is odd that I didn't mention in my previous videos was Jay Cinco bringing it to the internet. That is one point where DDG is definitely right. Any disagreement that happens with content creators, for some reason they feel like they need to bring it to the internet to share why they are not cool with somebody, which isn't necessary. If somebody were to ask or actually bring it up after not doing collabs with somebody, you can just say there was a small disagreement and leave it at that. Doing this does provide hate for not only Jay Cinco, but also DDG, and you are literally hate farming each other after you are supposed to be friends. I feel like bringing any type of disagreement to the internet is stupid, because the internet can't do anything to actually help fix your argument. It's only going to make it worse and worse.
He get to bringing up God when he trying to get that sympathy. All this is about getting sympathy. That's all he want. He trying to get him some sympathy. That's why he keeps saying, I brought it up to God. I did this and that. We all pray. We all believe in God in this house. God ain't got nothing to do with you doing what you did. You didn't have to leave no group. You made that choice on your own, bro. This literally, he chose to do this. It was never this deep. It's obviously a hidden agenda, bro. He just took it. T.O. was on my ass. Me and T.O. was going back and forth. T.O. was not letting, nobody lets me hold them. We have disagreements and we talk about it like men. I don't hold grudges. This with Cinco, I was over in 48 hours. The reason why I didn't call Cinco myself, after we got into it, this literally said, don't apologize like you did last time. You see how he said that I apologized to him last time, right? A tell you don't apologize like last time like you soft. I ain't calling your phone. If he wouldn't have said that 48 hours, I would have called him like, man, it ain't nothing.
First thing, I don't know Jay Cinco personally. I don't know DDG personally, but I do know people in my life personally who do heavily believe in God and bring him up often, because that's just how much they believe in that faith. The fact that DDG was ranting about how much he brought up God, because before that he said it a couple other times, I just didn't show the clip, rubbed people the wrong way. If Jay Cinco is just someone that believes in God and mentions him a lot, then that's obviously how he's going to be in his responses, on his live streams, and on all of that. Again, I don't know him personally, but someone who does know him personally, another streamer, is Ben the Don, who also saw the same point and actually clarified that apparently Jay Cinco was like this all the time. And he doesn't know why DDG is mad that he keeps bringing up God, because apparently he's just that in tune with his faith.
I brought it up to God. I did this and
That's
that.
wrong, gang. I know that's wrong. Cinco always talk about God.
Nigga, you made that.
Whoever say I already believe Cinco, no, I know what the fuck's going on. I've seen everything.
Now, the other part of that is him talking about people and them just allowing it to happen. Obviously, that's just a he said, she said thing. People are probably not going to come on a live stream and admit that, yeah, I just let DDG talk to me all types of ways. But he said that that actually isn't the case at all. And the fact that he actually gets in it with people all the time and they just get over it like normal. I mean, that's what friends are supposed to do. And that's kind of understandable, but it depends on how bad you're insulting them or how bad the stuff you're saying actually affects them. There are certain things you can say that doesn't matter how long you've been friends with somebody. There is no going back after you say those certain words to people. I don't know if that was the case here, but what we do know is apparently Jay Cinco did not want an apology from him. And I can understand where DG is coming from with that. If you told me you don't want me to apologize to you, then why would I go out of my way to actually do it?
Group, all right, bet I was finna bring this. If I was finna bring this here to y'all.
Bro, I put together a dog ass deal. Mind you, I don't have to do none of this, bro. I put together a dog. I'm like, man, hey, I was talking to this company. I'm like, hey, I ain't even trying. They like, hey, bring me some more streamers, whoop, whoop, so we can do this. I'm like, hell yeah, I got my homies, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to put niggas on to some money, bro. I'm wrong for trying to put niggas on to some money. I'm talking about 6 figures, though. I'm like, all right, you want to talk to me crazy? You ain't getting it. Ee-hee-ha, na na boo boo. Yeah, nigga, I'm childish. Who gives a fuck? Whoop-de-fucking do, nigga. Congrats.
I don't know if other gonna go for that. I'm not going for that, gang. I don't need money that bad.
Goofy business. 700 is 700, brother.
A gambling deal. Waving a bag of money in front of somebody's face, looking at them and hoping that they are going to take it or be upset and regret their actions or decisions. Is that not something Jay Cinco pointed out, said DDG was doing, and now he is agreeing that he's doing it? Mind you, the antithesis and the first thing that DDG said when listening to what Jay Cinco was saying was that he was lying. But if we're being honest, looking at his actions, specifically that one, shows a level of arrogance and ego that Jay Cinco's already been pointing out. I understand that DDG wants to sit here and try to defend himself, but he's already agreed that he is childish. He's already agreed that he has been pulling Jay Cinco back into the group chat to get his stuff off, and he's already agreed to showing that he gave them a gambling deal and actually waved in front of his face and said that he couldn't have it. Now, how legitimate he felt that was, because he apparently thinks that Jay Cinco was going to come back to the group, doesn't really matter. It's odd behavior to begin with to wave a bag of money in front of someone's face and say, hey, you're not going to get it. I don't know what situation you would do that as a real friend. It seems odd to me, and obviously he's just going to phrase it that he was trolling and it was a joke. But a bunch of people, not just me, are going to see that and find it odd.
We did a little rap battle shit, boom, boom, boom. Kai doing his segment with all the skateboarders and shit. I'll go outside, I read my group chat. Everybody in my group chat talking about some, why you ain't fight him? Why you ain't do this? All this to get in a rap battle? I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Mind you, I'm talking to everybody though. Nigga, I do a group FaceTime. Man, what the fuck do y'all want me to do? Mind you, I'm talking to everybody, bro. Cinco was not singled out whatsoever. Everybody answered that bitch but Cinco. So since Cinco ain't answered, this nigga texting though. He texting like, this shit public embarrassment. And then he said some shit, this is what he said. I would've said, fuck Reggie dead dad for niggas to be rap battling face to face 4 months later. Laughing emojis. And working out, you laughing in this nigga face, but whole time, nigga, you wanna diss his dead daddy?
This entire thing apparently started over a rap battle. For anyone that's unaware of the actual beef with DDG and Reggie, I'm gonna give you a very short telling of it. Reggie and DDG were going back and forth, hitting way below the belt, talking about Reggie's dead father from DDG's side, and Reggie talking about his son that DDG is unable to see or post on the internet at the time. And of course, when they actually met in person, nothing really happened. They did a rap battle and swept the beef under the rug. Unfortunately, I guess the capaholics weren't cool with that, and Jay Cinco was making crazy text messages talking about that. And DDG wanted to prove this by showing the one message, nothing else, and yet he still interpreted that message completely wrong. Obviously, some people might see that and think, dang, Jay Cinco was actually trying to disrespect Reggie, when obviously that's not the case. At the time of them beefing, Jay Cinco and DDG were out together doing content stuff, and DDG was trying to push Jay Cinco to a specific side, or at least pick a side, and Jay Cinco didn't, staying neutral the entire time. So he's just laughing at the fact that if he did pick a side and happened to be DDG, he would have dissed somebody's dead father for no real reason. But of course, it doesn't just end there. DDG continues on talking about other snake stuff that Jay Cinco has done.
What really make me say like, you know what, I don't fuck with this nigga no more? This nigga got to talking gangster shit with me. Typing with only C's and shit. Replacing all the K's. And I'm like, nigga, who are you trying to bang on? Cross the line, bro. The following day, called to yo, nigga, we going back and forth arguing, blah, 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 blah. This nigga gonna say some shit like, Kai your daddy. So I said, nigga, I made you, nigga. Yeah, I said it. I'm like, nigga, if you saying Kai is this, what the fuck am I to you? And then that's what he got to doing all this other shit. So we get on the phone arguing back and forth. This nigga, I told this nigga, all right, to me, shit ain't even that deep. Nigga, let's just go get some 16-ounce gloves, nigga, and let's just box this shit out. Hug it out afterwards, nigga. That's how I solved my problem. This nigga calls his Crip homies. I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't my mans. Knowing how this shit can go, knowing how fucking far it can go, I wouldn't be surprised if this nigga was on the phone trying to put motherfucking plays together to get me robbed, whatever the I was cool with the shit. I was straight until he did that shit. And I'm like, nah, this nigga's weird, bro.
So much to digest in that short clip. Now, in all reality, I don't know Jay Cinco's background. Only thing I know him as is a streamer. But any streamer going out of their way to get anybody they know from the hood in order to box somebody else is very odd and very weird. In all reality, Jay Cinco did talk about DDG saying that he made him, but in response to him saying that he was Kai's son. I don't know how y'all react to being called somebody else's son, especially when you are self-made, but anybody is going to react crazy to that. That was crossing the line on both sides. You saying you made somebody, yeah, you're not coming back from that, I'm annoyed, we don't gotta talk. And then him saying that he was somebody else's son, that is definitely weird behavior. Then again, at the end of the day, those are just words. People can get over words. What DDG is pointing out is him getting some people that he doesn't really know or associate with coming to try and box him after he said that him and Jay Cinco can just fight it out, which didn't end up happening, and especially wouldn't happen if you're saying you're gonna bring other people there. Of course, DDG though is not finished and even ends up talking about how he treats other people in the capaholics group.
Bro, I don't need you for nothing, bro. I don't need Cinco for nothing, nigga. Bro, I could pull up 1,000,000 fucking clips of me looking out for this nigga, me getting raiding the nigga, me being a nigga content, boom, no hating bone in my motherfucking body. Then he get online with all this sympathy shit whole time. This nigga laughing in motherfucking Reggie face, laughing in all these niggas face, trying to network. And to validate what the fuck I'm saying, I go to anybody in capaholic stream, bro, and I type in Jay Cinco on their fucking gifted list, you won't see nothing close to 300. This nigga sent Bruce $1,500 and he ain't even notice him. I get if you would have did a 20 ball, I get if you would have did a 10, but nigga, you ain't give none of your homies 300. But you gifting a random nigga because you want to network. Every nigga I beef with, now you want to be homies with him and network. But the fact that he didn't pull up, nigga, it shows you, bro, the nigga been wanting to dip. He been wanting to leave. The nigga been on some bullshit. It is what it is. And his TikTok repost. The nigga reposts everything negative about me. Like he's trying to make people believe that I'm a bad person. Whole time, this nigga is fake.
A lot to digest right there. First of all, reposting stuff on TikTok to hate on the person you're beefing with is a normal thing that a lot of influencers do once they're not cool with everybody, but it is still pretty weird. Like if you're continuously spreading hate and putting out hate on another person instead of moving on with your own life, that's gonna annoy anybody. It's the fact that he's still seeing it, which is crazy to me, or even still following him, that makes it even worse though. But pushing hate towards DDG when you were supposed to be cool with him, or you just want to live your own life, does not make you the bigger or better person in the situation at all. Along with the fact that he brought up that he is a fake person, a snake. Over here gifting people like Bruce Drop him off $1,500 worth of subs, but never doing that to any of his friends. And if that's true, which I'm not gonna look up, I'm not going through Twitch Tracker to see how many subs Jay Cinco gifted to people, that is definitely weird. I know he's gifted Shay subs recently, but I don't know if it was on the level of 300 subs. Unfortunately, the wins for DDG stop right there, at least in my eyes, because then he's a complete hypocrite in the very beginning, talking about everything he's did for Jay Cinco and talking about how he doesn't need him, helped him in many different ways, having him in videos, gifting him subs, and doing this and that with him. And the only reason that it's hypocrisy is because earlier in this same video, DDG was talking about how he doesn't call out or say things that he does for people because Jay Cinco was doing it for somebody else in the group, while in the same vein actually doing it himself.
I'm not even gonna point out like places where I helped this nigga because people just gonna look at it as like I'm bragging. I don't like to do that. I don't like to throw shit in people's faces. I don't do that. I know that's how he's trying to make y'all think that I do, or make y'all think that's what I do. It's not my MO. Bro, every chance he get when we argue, he bring up how he let T.O. stay with him. You had T.O. in your house because you enjoyed T.O. company. That's a cool nigga, bro. Ain't got nothing to do with trying to help nobody. You could have been told T.O. you a grown ass man. You could have been like, hey, bro, hey, man, I ain't even trying to do that. You ain't got to throw it in his face every chance you get. That's the main nigga in this house that I want to win is T.O., nigga, because I hate how this nigga always bring up how he let him stay with him. You don't do that, bro. That's lame.
In all reality, obviously, he's gonna bring up stuff he did for Jay Cinco because they're beefing, but to be a hypocrite and literally talk about how you wouldn't be doing that and then do it later in your video just seems pretty off to me. So it was something I wanted to bring up, honestly, to make this video longer. But at the end of the day, all this beef really taught me is that they are both wrong in their own right, especially if what DDG and what Jay Cinco are saying are both true. DDG basically confirmed a lot of what Jay Cinco said, but even then, DDG brought up stuff that Jay Cinco has done that is odd in every single way. Like I just showed you in that clip, bringing up what you've done for people is a very odd thing to do, especially when it's something like staying at your house. That's not a thing you throw in someone's face when you're genuinely cool and friends with them. But in that same vein, throwing a bag in somebody's face, saying nah, not a boo-boo, and acting like a complete child every time you get in an argument with somebody makes you weird too. And no matter who much you like more, you gotta agree that they are both wrong and right in their own points. And finally, bringing this to the internet was very unnecessary. Obviously, a lot of this stuff could have been solved. They just had a cordial conversation. Maybe it went over the lines at certain points, but if they actually just talked about it, kept it off the net, met up in person, and actually got through it together, there could be Jay Cinco and capaholics. Unfortunately, we do have someone bringing it to the internet and the beef getting worse and worse, causing them to probably never collab again or be friends like many people would have thought in the past. But at the end of the day, that is just how I feel. If you want to tell me how you feel about the situation, then do that in the comment section down below. Unfortunately, this video is over, but if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider giving it a like. If you enjoyed content like this, maybe consider subscribing, because I post like this every single week. Never miss on a single upload if you hit that bell icon, because you know if I the millisecond a video goes live. But that's enough for me. I'm gonna see you guys next one. Peace out.